What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here with my Safeway receipt. I should hide that. I don't know. Probably doesn't have any credit card numbers on it or anything anyway, but who cares? Delarose.com. That's DeLarroz.com. And make sure to go and sign up for my newsletter. Get free comic books. And never miss a video, new release, anything like that. Good stuff. Today we are going over Archie, the man from Riverdale. And if this sounds familiar from yesterday or the day before, whenever I posted that video, that's because it's this same title. Here's Archie, the man from Riverdale. And this is the 60s version, and what we got here is the Tom DeFalco reboot in the 2000s. And so you see it's a little bigger than the digest versions of Archie's, and it's not quite as big as a normal comic trade paperback. So it's kind of an odd size. I don't know why they went with that size, but they did. And so it is what it is. This was a mini-series just from the 2000s, and Archie is a secret agent is what it comes down to. And it's printed on really rough, like barely better than newsprint paper. I mean, they really cheaped out the production of this. And it's okay, because I really cheaped out the purchase of this. I got this from Thrift Books, as you can see, and I got a pretty beat copy. But I don't know. I got this for like $2, so what can you do? So this has the miniseries by Tom DeFalco, but I'm going to turn to the back first, and there's a reason for this. So this volume here is the 60s Archie's Man from Riverdale, which has a sort of, it's just a spy theme. There's not really much of an origin or anything like that in there. It's just like a bunch of stories where Archie and the gang are spies. But what's interesting is Tom DeFalco found this storyline. Tom DeFalco, who wrote this volume, used to work at Archie in the 1970s. He started with the company as an intern and progressed into it, and that's kind of how he got into comics. Well, he was aware of this story by... Who was it by? It was by Lucy, the Lucy guy. Lucy, I think is his name. Bob Bowling and... maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Okay, well, I can't find it. It's on here somewhere. Oh, well. Anyway, this is an old story that was unpublished from Archie. And Archie has a cousin, and he's an investigative reporter, and he gets caught up in these spy games. And Archie's cousin went into the Soviet Union and did these spy games. This is one of the best Archie stories I've ever read. Right here. I do recommend, if you get this, to turn to the back of the book first and read this first. It does have a lot of background information, which helps for the story ahead of time. You can totally enjoy the story by itself without this, but if you read this first, you'll know who Archie's cousin is, which has a big thing to do with the story here. Now, unlike the original 60s Man from Riverdale series, Archie and the gang are not all secret agents to start out. They're just high school kids. It takes place in the normal Archie universe. And his cousin shows up, and there's this mad Dr. Doom guy hanging out in the Riverdale messing around. Now, Archie's cousin is looking into things going on, and this guy's trying to make zombies. Each issue, there's a 4-issue miniseries, is named after a different like event in Marvel or DC universe, or this one's called Blackest Day, like Brightest Day, for DC. So lots of cute little references. Archie and the gang kind of find out that his cousin's got a different job than he says he has, and they find and discover his secret agent complex. And so the next one, see Riverdale disassembled, like Avengers disassembled. And because of this, they start to investigate into his Dr. Doom's evil stuff. There's a spy gal who apparently Tom DeFalco and the artist developed, who I really like. I would love to see more stories with this this character. I forget her name, but she was awesome. And she is trying to thwart Archie on behalf of like the Crush organization, as mentioned before. Trying to adjust my hand real quick. Here we go. And they're Dr. Doom and them turn this town into zombies, basically. So Archie and the gang have to use the secret hideout and all that to thwart these zombies. It's a very straightforward story, tons of fun, lots of good jokes. Tom DeFalco is just the best. I really enjoyed this so much all the way around. And Reggie keeps seeing this spy girl, and there's a beautiful running gag in here. And she then turns into one of the English teachers. So he thinks he sees a hot girl, and then when he turns around again, it's the English teacher, and he freaks out, and it's really funny. At the end of it, it's a really cheesy plot device to end this. in that the chicken soup from Pop's Diner is the best, and the chicken soup can cure anything, so it ends up curing the zombie plague, and they end up shooting all the zombies with super soakers. It's really silly. The spy realizes that Dr. Doom is going to like turn on her, and that is going to be that. And so she starts working with Archie and the gang. So Archie and the gang kind of become full-fledged Secret Service agents by rescuing the Secret Service operation. Pretty simple stuff all the way around. But again, just like a ton of fun. Really well written. You know, the art's like not my favorite, I guess. It's by, who did this? Fernando Ruiz, who I guess is a Eisner-nominated artist, but you know, it's not really my speed so much. It's a little over the top cartoony, and I don't mind cartoony so much. This is just that like later cartoony style, which does not work well, at least for me. But still, fun stuff. I thought this was way better than the original. Like the original, I barely got through this book, but the Tom DeFalco story, I plowed through this. I thought it was a ton of fun. Archie is a secret agent. And it actually, the way it works, you can actually read it almost backwards. And I read this so I'd have a background to get into this. But if you read the back of this book first with the unpublished story, best story. I mean, that story by itself is worth buying this book for. That was such a good spy story. It wasn't childish. It was really something you would love if you're a comic fan. And then you get into this, and Archie then becomes this superhero, and then later on you treat it as if Archie's the full-fledged superhero. It kind of actually works out in continuity like this is almost a prequel. So, good stuff. I call this, you know, like I said, the art's on the lower end, but I would call this like a 8 out of 10 anyway, because it's a lot of fun. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon, and we will talk to you later.